Hi, I'm Coach Robb. Today I want to talk about the idea of whether or not you should or should not stretch before physical activity. And I'm here to tell you that I would encourage you not to stretch before you begin any physical activity, and here's why. When the body is at rest, whether it's at sleep, in a mode of sleep rather, or whether it's during a period of low activity during the day, what the body does as a self-defense mechanism is it centralizes the heart, all the blood around the heart. Okay, it's the most vital organ in our body for obvious reasons, and so whenever it has the opportunity, it's always going to centralize the blood in the heart region to keep it warm and to keep it protected. When you go to invoke any form of exercise, whether it's coming out of sleep at night or whether in the middle of the day or even in the early evening of exercise, what I want you to understand is the muscles are cold. Even if the air temperature is warm, that does not mean that the muscles are warmed up. You'll notice that when you start to exercise, you'll start to get a level of sweat, and you'll notice that the skin will start to turn red. That's an indication that the temperature of the muscle is starting to warm up, and that's happening through activity. It's happening through vasodilation of the blood vessels, and what that's doing is it's causing the muscle temperature to rise, which then allows the muscle to relax and what we call elongate, which means your range of motion for that sport-specific activity is going to improve. Okay? Now, in doing so, what I want you to recognize is that there needs to be a natural progression of warm-up when it comes to your sport. Okay? One of the things that I don't want to see you do is I don't want you to go from a level of inactivity and then just go right into your main set. And I want to make sure that there's no confusion. Your main set could just be a long, low-intensity aerobic enhancement workout. It could be short, explosive, fast, lactate tolerance type of workout. It doesn't really matter what end of the spectrum your intensity of your main set is all about. It's about getting the temperature of the tissue to an optimum level and doing it correctly, and here's how. No matter what your sport is, I always want you to start your warm-up with that sport's normal range of motion and activity. I'll use a simple one like running, okay? What I don't want you to do is just blow right into your main set of running. What I want you to do, and I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to use the word running. You can plug in your sport, okay? What I want you to do is your sport needs to be completed at a very low level of intensity for between 8 to 13 to 15 minutes, okay? Within that 8 to 15 minutes, what that's doing is it's creating internal body heat. The muscle temperature itself is starting to increase, but what I want you to realize is it's sport specific, okay? As that muscle continues to warm up, your range of motion improves, okay? And what that's going to do for you is as you start to warm up the temperature, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to start seeing that your resistance level from the muscles themselves are going to start to reside. That's why you'll notice you tend to feel better at the end of a workout than you do the beginning of the workout. It's because most people don't warm up correctly and or sufficiently. That's why I'm challenging you to do it between 8 and 15 minutes. Okay? It kind of bookends the two ends to make sure that you're not going too short or too long. Now, with that being said, what I want you to realize is you're going to do your sport-specific activity and then you're going to stop. At that point, that's when you're going to want to do your single muscle static stretches and you're going to want to do your dynamic movements. Please make sure that you do a search here on YouTube and find your sport-specific stretches, both static as well as dynamic movements, because those are going to improve your range of motion and they're going to decrease your risk of injury. Once you've got the muscle temperature warmed up, you've gone through your static and your dynamic stretches, the next phase of your warm-up needs to be what we call accelerations. You're going to resume your sport, and what you're going to do is you're going to throw in 20 and 30-second accelerations. So what you'll do is you'll go 30 seconds hard, a minute easy. 30 seconds hard, a minute easy. Do that 5 times. And what you're going to do is you're going to get a process known as a lactic acid shuffle moving within your system. Okay? Lactic acid is nothing more than a byproduct of burning stored sugar. But lactic acid gets a lot of negative publicity, but it's a natural occurrence when activity occurs in the body. The higher the intensity level, the higher the lactic acid accumulation. So what I want you to do is, I don't want you to take the muscle from here to here. What I want you to do is I want there to be a natural progression where the muscle itself warms up gradually. The accumulation of lactic acid is gradual. So then when you move into your main set, your body is completely warmed up and ready to embrace the presence of lactic acid. It's going to be able to sustain the range of motion that you're asking for, and you're going to minimize your risk of injury. If you have any questions about why a warm-up is important or how to do it that I may not have answered in this video, please email me directly. I'd love to answer your question. My email address is Robb, R-O-B-B, the number 3, @earthlink.net, and I thank you for watching the video.